yeah, we've got all these. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, these cameras are everywhere nowadays, but I think that's kind of like changing people's personality a little bit. I don't know, where they're aware that they're being watched. Sort of thing.
True, yeah. It does make some people feel more safe. Certain people.
So, well, I like it myself because I know that I'm a kind of person that wants a safe world.
Yes, yeah. So I think there's a lot of people out there that feel a lot safer because of it. And some of us that just don't like it because obviously you feel like you're just being monitored and you just think, why should I have to be monitored 24/7? You know, you're not doing anything wrong or anything like that, so why should you be under surveillance all the time? And then there's the people that are against it because they are are up to some shit and they don't want to be seen in court, by Big Brother. So there's different type of people in there.
I mean, it must have been scary, say, living 100 years ago in a kind of way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think all the streets were lit up like they are today.
Yeah.
100 years back. Electric's only just sort of come in about that time, do you know what I mean? About 100 years ago, and it's just gone everywhere. But can you imagine sort of 100 years ago, sort of like very dark, the streets, and there's no cameras anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or no one to communicate with either. No one to phone up.
Yeah.
No one, you could phone the police. So
it was kind of every man for themselves in a way.
So this is all involved in 100 years, really.
Yeah. When you think about it. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Cameras, everything. And microphones, everything.
The whole system.
All technology. And like I was talking about last week, really, with cameras, they're always improving on the technology. So they go underwater now. They make them waterproof, these cameras, and they can magnify close up today, and we're seeing things like we've never seen them before.
Yeah.
Like 100 years ago, they didn't have this knowledge like we have today. So yeah, I think like as I've said before, every decade kind of changes.
Yeah.
And I think like it does change.
Things get more advanced, and
I think it changes people's personalities slightly.
It does, especially like the world that we live in today. Like we were talking about last time, how much of an impact the internet had on the world. Think about how
on my life.
Think about how that's changed people's personalities
and life.
Yeah,
definitely.
How people have evolved personality-wise on that. You've got people who are addicted to their phone today. Their whole personality is bloody their phone to a degree. If you know what I mean.
But it is in a kind of way, isn't it? It's all information on it, isn't it?
It's everything. It's your life. So times have changed.
Yeah, but we're all going through it together, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
In a kind of way, like things change for all of us, and I don't think anyone can stop it.
Yeah.
Not one of us. It just naturally evolves. And that's it.
Yeah.
Interesting. 10 years' time, will it be? How much different will it be? I think. So I do notice a change every decade. And it's a big change too, in a kind of way. And I think we're changing faster as well, getting quicker. Like our technology is getting more advanced because the technology is so advanced today. Our technology can actually think of, even invent more technology. With this, like we were talking about artificial intelligence, they can, like you can get computers to actually design things for us.
Yeah.
Like chess. Playing the game of chess, you can design computers to program now that they can even beat the best chess player in the world.
Yeah.
A computer basically beats a mind's thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking now we're so advanced with technology that we can step further next year. You see, because we get our machines to make stuff for us now, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So the more advanced we get, I think, the quicker we, you know, we get in a kind of way, if you're with me, with technology.
Yeah.
And understanding things.
Yeah, that's true. Human evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it really boils down to, doesn't it? You know, but like you said, it is quite outstanding, really, and tremendous. How far we have come in the last 100 years, like you said, you know.
I've seen that.
It's almost like we went from almost having nothing to almost anything we can kind of think of.
I personally saw that. Yeah, sorry.
That's amazing, though, mate. You think about it, mate. Just in the last 100, let's say last 150 years, even if you want to stretch it out a little bit more, it's like, you know, we went from having almost nothing, like you said, like electricity, all these things that, you know, it's incredible. You know, how long we've existed, but the last 150 years have been like the most, like almost like the most pivotal point in human society, human evolution, human life, you know, on Earth. You know, that's crazy when you think about it like that.
Yeah.
How long we probably have existed, but the last 150 years have been the most.
Yeah, change. You know, like for instance, even airplanes. You know, they've come out.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like,
you know, all these things are sort of like just quite pretty new, really.
That's what I mean. So like,
still in their youth, really.
So much stuff has been invented, like you're saying. I think people don't even, if you sit back and think about it just for a second, all the things that have been invented in the last 150 years that we as a human society benefit from today, that people didn't have for possibly millions of years.
I think today people are, because I've actually witnessed it. You know what I mean? These changes, not for the last 100 years, but I've seen nearly 60 years of it. Do you know what I mean? And I can remember being a young boy and being cold in the winter and all this. You know, we didn't have all these electrical gadgets what we got. I can remember seeing my nan in the washing and sink, you know, and all this kind of stuff. You know, we didn't
old school.
Didn't have washing machines. You know.
Yeah.
And things were a lot more difficult in those days, I feel, you know, especially for my nan and granddad. They were always working. And it's like my nan, I can remember getting up in the morning for school, and she was always in the kitchen. Sometimes even when I went to the toilet early in the morning, I can remember her being up really early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And her days were long, you know, because she had a family, you know, to feed, and she had to start preparing the food and all this, you know, and all kinds of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think things have changed an awful lot.
Yeah.
You know, within 50 years even.
Yeah.
You know, you think back then we didn't have like mobile phones or nothing. Or well, when electric come in, you know, when they invented electric, people started inventing lots of different gadgets like washing machines and electric cookers.
All sorts.
You know, and it made housework a lot easier.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and then women, I suppose I think that's when they started going to work, because I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's just, I just feel like things have changed so much in 100 years, you know. But does it change one's personality?
I think it does. I think it does, definitely.
You know, like say, like being comfortable in life, being warm. I think people are a lot warmer today, a lot more comfortable than they used to be.
Yeah.
They don't realise it, or maybe they don't even appreciate it.
I don't even think about it, because we take anything that we're used to all the time, we become complacent about it, don't we? You know, a lot of people take things for granted, like you said. I don't even think about it. It's true.
I must admit, you know, because I had a couple of power cuts last year.
Yeah.
Or one this year, I think. And it does upset me. You know, it does, not, you know, I can still smile, do you know what I mean? But I'd rather sort of have the electric.
Oh, of course,
you know?
yeah.
It makes my life a lot easier, and I can get on with things, you know.
You're much happier of a person
I feel, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if it went, for
Yeah.
instance, you know, all this now, they took it away from us. Say the government said, right, we're not giving people electric anymore. Whatever, you know.
We're going to ration.
Well, no more internet, nothing. You know, they took it away from everyone. They could.
They could. I think they could if they wanted to.
You know, that's the thing. You know, and I just don't think people appreciate what they got sometimes. You know, or what. I mean,
well, actually,
electric is going up now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Sorry, what are you going to say?
No, I was going to say, going back to the internet thing, even though they could possibly shut it down to a degree, I know there are people out there that can create their own servers and other things like this too, though. There are a lot of intelligent people today that will be able to create their own Wi-Fi and all these various different things, if you see what I mean. Their own hotspot, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But they could shut it down on a global scale, it's true. That might happen though, mate. I obviously I'm an optimist. You know, always have been, really positive outlook. But I think it might come a time where these people might try to destroy the power grids or something. You know, try to, you know.
I don't know. So I don't really worry about it. Do you know what I mean?
Same. I don't worry about it either. But
just.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were to do something wicked like that. You know, these people that got these wicked agendas and do all these wicked things in the world, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they were to try to do something like that, you know, just, further.
It would cause problems though, wouldn't it? Like, you know, like
huge problems.
Banking and money. It's all
huge.
I mean, when I was younger, I used to go to work, this is my first job, and at the end of the week I'd get paid a packet.
Yeah.
Like it was in a brown envelope, you know, and it'd have exactly what the hours I did in it.
Yeah.
Didn't go to a bank, do you know what I mean? And now, slowly in time, everyone had to get a bank.
Yeah, pay
or
tax.
Otherwise you weren't allowed to have a job.
Yeah, make sure you pay your tax.
Or you've got to have a house to have a job as well, you know, you've got to have a home and an address to have a job and all this kind of stuff, you know.
And to have a bank account and shit.
And they've just made it a little bit more tricky for people to get, I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like, what is a beautiful personality though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I think really and truly it's just someone who is genuine. Someone
Somebody
that's genuine and got good intentions and
not going to harm anyone.
Yeah, just a loving person who's genuine and got good intentions. That's, you know, just wants
rather than harm.
Well, wants the best for themselves, but also for other people. If you get what I'm saying. And I think that is the you know, kind of the best type of person to try and aspire to be. You know.
I'm a person that sometimes feel that I'm not always right in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I know I'm quite happy to be wrong by someone, if you sort of mean.
Yeah. So admit when you're.
Well, I'm pretty open to things, you know, and you know, I feel like you need to be open-minded to enjoy life in a kind of way. You know, it's no being narrow-minded, is it, and closed down to one belief and only in nothing else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I like to be open to everything, really. You know.
Yeah.
And as I say, even religion itself, you know, everyone's got different beliefs in that, whatever. And I feel that's got a lot to do with personality, religion.
Yeah.
I'm not personally, I've never been a person, I have gone to church a couple of times just to experience it more than anything, but not for anything else, not to sort of sit down and pray to God. I feel like I do that anyway, you know, when I'm walking about, and I don't really need to go to church to talk to the Holy Father or whatever, if you see what I mean. So I just feel like we've got different experiences, really. I think like some children are taught to go to church, you know what I mean, and they have to go to church.
Well, for me, I must say, like, I'm very spiritual, I'm not religious, really. Well, it depends on what you're talking about, because all religious means, really, is someone who repeatedly does something, essentially. If you look at the word religious, all that means is a person who religiously does something. Does that make sense?
And
repeats it, if you see what I mean. It's a repeated action or whatever. That's all it essentially means.
Doing it with a religion.
Conviction.
Doing it with a passion.
Yeah, passion.
Yeah.
That's it. So a lot of us are religious in lots of things. If you see the things we do, but from a spiritual perspective, I'm more spiritual than religious. But I will go to church with my wife. You know, I mean, kids come along as well, of course, too, as well, naturally. But I will go to church with my wife to support her, and so she's got me there, so she's not alone. If you see what I mean, everyone else is there, sat there with her husband, and she sat there alone. So I'll go to support. And, the Sundays where I'm not working, of course.
So you do something that you don't want to do.
But that's love. That's love, mate. That's compromise. It's giving up 2.5 hours of my life every Sunday. Not every Sunday, but a good 2-3 Sundays out of a month. If you see what I mean, at least 2 or 3 Sundays. It's 2.5 hours. But I know afterwards she's happy. And she appreciates it. If you get what I'm saying. She feels supported in that moment. She feels reassured. She feels companionship. And women need that shit. And sometimes as a man you don't always understand that. Sometimes. But you have to, you try your best to be understanding of.
When I got married, I wish my wife come with an instruction book.
I know.
That I could read,
It's not easy.
See what she liked. Does she like chocolate? I think like the book would be that big. You know what I mean? Not each person has got a book that much that you'd have to read about to find out exactly who they are. If you see what I mean?
Yeah. It's a growing process, isn't it? It's a learning process and a growing process. For sure.
I say, I think like some people are shy, some people are angry. That's it really, I think like we can all kind of become the same personality, can't we, if we learn the same thing?
Yeah. Be a bit boring though, wouldn't it? If everyone was the same, kind of thought the same.
Yeah.
It would be a little bit boring. The world would be very, strange. Well, not necessarily, because if everyone wasn't peaceful, what happens if the large majority of people are,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be boring to me if everyone had the same views. Like, for instance, don't harm anyone.
Well, yeah. If everyone had the right beliefs and views, yeah.
Understand other people got a life, and they've got a personal life. Just if everyone was educated, I just feel it would be a beautiful world.
Yeah.
But I think we'd all still have our own personalities, different personalities, wouldn't we? Like different taste of food and things.
Yeah.
But it'd be good if we all knew the same wisdom. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Like if we were all educated. Like I keep saying, I do believe that we only got prisons today and police out here today and everything. What we've got, the world it is, because we're not educated. None of us. I wasn't. I know I wasn't. Not with philosophy. And I think it's number one. And I think if you can teach a child at an early age about philosophy, about understanding, teaching them about all these little things about trust, whatever, happiness, and about themselves, they're going to be okay for life. They're going to understand life. I think it's important in philosophy for a child to leave school to understand. You know what I mean? If they understood philosophy, then they left school. I don't think there'd be any crime out there. Full stop.
Yeah.
It'd end crime. Education would end crime.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think so. I agree with you, mate.
Oh, it would slow it down, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It'd do something to it. And I personally really think it's all to do with education.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, mate, before we wrap it up and call it a night for this week's episode, all about
personality.
Any final words, any closing statements, anything you want to leave with the people in regards to personality, mate?
Well, just hope you enjoyed things we might have said today, that's all.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think we spoke about personality too much. I don't think.
Well, I think we did and we did. We did and we didn't.
Talking
But
about technology more than anything.
but I think certain things were applicable to the topic. If you see what I mean, even when we did kind of divert, a lot of the stuff that we talked about kind of connected back to personality in some way. I think personally, anyway. And of course, like you said, I hope the viewers take away something from this week's episode. As we always hope for, from every episode, we want people to take something positive away from it. So that's, whether it be something they've learned or something. So yeah. Anyway, guys, good night. God bless. We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode. So please stay tuned for that. One love. We are the Philosophy Podcast. Yeah.